There we go. We finally got it going, guys. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to WCS North America. I'm Cheesehead Logic. With me, of course, is Nathanias and EJK. We're going to be kicking things off here in the round of 128. Down here at the bottom left side, of course, from Team Kappa, he is your ESL caster. He is your Red Bull caster. He is your WCS caster. He's a DreamHack. He's all over the place. It is Nathanias. He's, of course, facing off at the top right against another Terran, representing it looks like his own clan, EJK. It is EJK. God damn, who is that? Who in the... Hold on. Hey, where you going? Where you going? Come back here. That is a pretty clan tag right there. Alright. So, to kick things off, we're going to be watching this beautiful TBT. Earlier today, we actually did not have such luck. Let's actually turn down that music. That was a little bit way too loud to intro. Don't know why it was so damn loud. But yeah, no, today actually during the WCS NA qualifiers, we did not have a single Terran broadcasted, nor I'm not even sure if anybody qualified as a Terran today from the EU scene. It actually might have been cross. I need to double check that again. Definitely a lack thereof of Terrans. But, yeah, no, to kick things off, TBT, no real better way. Again, Nathanias, one of those players that typically known for being a very mech-oriented player, very going to be interesting to see him. I actually do not remember how EJK likes to play, so going to be a little bit of a treat for me to relearn about this player a little bit, so we'll see what he's going to be about. Kind of the funny story of comparisons of regions. EU for the past couple days have been broadcasting them, and they've always been like very serious. They've handled themselves like very, you know, like just very match. Let's do vetoes. Let's do this. Let's go into match. Good luck. Have fun. Well played. All right, I'm leaving. Bye. That type of attitude. Like very serious, very to the point. I come over to the North American channel to do the North American broadcast, and like the WCS channels are packed. Everybody is just talking shit to each other. Like everybody is just talking mad crap to each other, goofing off, calling each other bad names, doing predictions, talking crap to the admins. Just like very like loose, fun atmosphere. And it was kind of relieving because like after being up since like yesterday at 1 in the morning, I was kind of starting to doze off. But then the chat definitely woke us up. We also did like a little bit of a micro tourney beforehand, so it was a lot of fun. So we do have an expansion coming down from EJK right now. Doing nothing really too crazy on us. Just got a couple of Marines out, added a reactor, and just going to go from there. This type of style, because he did scout, does work. Sometimes you do have to be a little bit cautious, especially when Terrans like to open up with gas first into reactor Hellions right away, because you can be a little bit overrun. But I think if he did see that, EJK would have put down something like a bunker to be able to actually realistically defend against that. Nathanias right now just kind of propped up on high ground, splitting up the Marines just in case, you know, maybe a Reaper comes out a little bit late, something comes over and checks out what's going on. Just by the looks of this with the starport, we should be having ourselves a little bit of a Hellion Marine drop action coming up. And it could work here because there we go, I was about to say, I'm like, I still do not see a factory coming out from EJK up until now, so we'll see if he decides to follow this up with Hellions or if he just decides to just add a tech lab and start going straight for tanks. And tanks might be the safer option here just due to the fact that aggression will be coming to him, but looks like he's going to swap that factory over onto the reactor and head into that Hellion production. Alright. Now, as Nathanias tried to clear out that watchtower, he did get pegged a tiny bit, so he's going to repair that Hellion right there. A smart move. Actually, surprisingly, a lot of Terrans, especially at the lower levels, that refuse to do such a thing as actually repair units, so it's one of those things that could give you a pretty nice advantage. Now, he's going to be greeted out in the center of the map by some Hellions, and but he's going to be greeted by some Marines, so he's going to have to at least drop on top of them, or think about dropping on top of them. He's taking a little bit of time to think about it. Loses the medevac, isn't able to drop out all the Hellions just yet. Left 2 in there, so still does find the advantage right there. Clears out the Marines from the low ground. So actually, this is a good moment right now for Nathanias. He actually might be able just to push EJK through. Scans up ahead. Beautiful scan, by the way. Look at that. Scans up ahead just to double check and see what's going on. Make sure there's no tanks, nothing like that. Now he can control that low ground. As long as he pays attention, he should be in an okay position. There's a Viking coming out, but a Viking is only realistically going to be able to help so much. If Nathanias has any follow-up of this, he should be able to continually control, but it looks like he's just going to hang out in the low ground. Again, what this is doing is denying some mining. I don't think he's going to be able to take out the command center, but yeah, no, especially not with the Viking coming, a landed Viking coming down. But he does delay mining. He is able to, also looks like he was able to kill another worker right there, which still gives him a lead, 28 to 26. But Nathanias is going to have to, you know, kind of think about a contingency plan at this point. He's going to need to put down the command center if he wants to continue this game. If he just sits around patiently, just producing Marines and, you know, getting a Banshee out, if he's going to just 1-1-1 off of this, this might become a little bit too late. EJK has quite a bit of time to prepare, to get himself ready. We'll see what he decides to do with it, and Hellions unfortunately do spot right outside of the natural, a Banshee flying out for Nathanias, so this is going to give EJK a lot of time to prepare for it. There we go, adding the barracks behind everything. We look at EJK right now, just continuing to macro up. I'm trying to see something specific right now in this scenario that would like really shows me his readiness. The Banshee's flying in here. It does stop to peg a supply depot. Banshee, though we do have right now, oh, kind of an interesting scenario here. Banshee flies in deep, is spotted by the turrets, even if it's cloaked up. Scan though, check this out. Scan is hit, but manages to somehow have the inability to take down that Banshee. But Nathanias continuing pushing through, has that landed Viking, gonna try to let the tank and the Marines push their way through into the natural. We'll siege up, maybe not the most efficient siege up ever. Right now, we'll lose all of the Marines. Hellions surrounding the tank. The tank can only fire, unfortunately, at that command center as everything is out of its range or way too close to itself. So, little by little, Nathanias is managing at least to pick off the HP off of this command center. So I guess, I mean, if the orbital, if it comes down to it, if he's got to snipe the orbital, he's at least not going to have too much trouble with it a little bit later. Hellions run up right now, going to try to attempt to do some damage right now. We'll land the Viking as well to help himself out. Command center should already be finished. There it is, forming the orbital out of it. Do we have a Banshee coming in for EJK? Yes, we do indeed. Going to come right along the edges. Again, it's not like the setup that EJK has back at home, so this will allow this Banshee to do a little bit more harm than Nathanias did. Picking off some of those SCVs along the edge, picking some of those SCVs trying to construct, but finally the Vikings come over with the scan, able to knock it out of there. Houston, we're going down. Another Banshee's flying in from the left side over here, but I'm sorry, not a Banshee, but a turret's already there, ready and prepared for him. Meanwhile, EJK decided to take his third base. Both players, are they looking to play mech? Yep, both players looking to play mech. Nathanias adding that second factory, as we could already see 3 total factories on the side of EJK. And for the first game of the day, we could be in for a long one, guys. So, you know, grab your popcorn, your soda. You know, maybe having a little bit of a rougher Tuesday, you know, beer, margarita. If you're in Colorado, Seattle, marijuana, you know, pick your relaxer. It's not even pick your poison. It's like pick your stress relief. You're like, yeah. 3 Vikings out from Nathanias, and right now, if any Banshee did fly anywhere near, it would most certainly get picked off. I would have no doubts in my mind. So, good that he flew back. He's just going to try to repair what he can. There's still that Banshee for Nathanias on the right side of the map. Able to continue doing some damage. I mean, hey, why not? You know, make it the most cost-efficient unit that you possibly can out on the map. And getting a lot of value right now out of it, as we can see. SCVs starting to go down, Hellions going down all around it. 6 kills on the Banshee, and that's only going to increase if he actually starts focusing down some of those SCVs. Still continuing to pick and poke, and there are some free units over here at the third base. No turret, no detection, no Vikings. Needs to get that Viking over there as soon as he possibly can. Oh, there it is, finally, that last shot. Able to bring it down, but already a lot of damage done by that Banshee. The good news for Nathanias, he was able to spot that third base. The bad news about that, there's a third base for EJK, so he needs to make a move and do something about this right now. Hellions get pushed off the watchtower, going to head on home. Tanks with some Marines and Vikings leading the charge. We'll see how he's going to be dish right now. Again, there's not really too many tanks. There's not really too many forces out for EJK, sorry. I don't know why I said EJKS. It sounds more natural. He's going to press on forward. He's going to actually focus fire down that first tank. We'll see if it's going to work out for him. Lands a tank. Unfortunately, Nathanias, though, not getting the best end of this engagement. EJK, with his grid of Hellions and landed Vikings, able to slowly press on through. Nathanias, I feel like he positioned and sieged up that last tank a little bit too late, and again, that's what happens when you have some Marines versus some Hellions. Your army becomes very light, and it falls apart fairly quick, and now as we see, both Vikings fall on a trailing path home, and I would say Nathanias is in a little bit of trouble. He's in a little bit of trouble. He's going to, again, playing mech, you have a lot of time to stabilize as long as you position yourself well. You can see he's already starting to add his 4th and 5th barracks. But he's really going to need that 3rd base. He's going to need that 3rd base. If he plans to build an efficient mech army, get the upgrades that he needs, he'll need that 5th, he'll need that 6th gas. Eventually, he might even want to think about maybe double expanding and get that gold base up as well. If he sits too long on 2 base, he's going to suffer for it, and as you can see already, basically the main base is getting nearly mined out. Natural is going to be the next one after it because he's been just muling it up as well, so hopefully he thinks about that right now, and there he goes, at least trying to take that 5th and 6th gas. It's a good start. Does he have a scan? Does he have a scan? That is the question of the day. Oh, Nathanias, no! He has to actually land his 3rd orbital to be able to chase it down. Drops double scans just to get that Banshee down. Was that worth it? Absolutely not. And is he going to get it? No! Nathanias doesn't get it. Oh, man. Poor kid. Has to drop a 3rd scan to finally get that damn Banshee out of his side of the map, man. What a nuisance. It's like that's like a bad, that's like a bad case of just mosquitoes or something. I don't even know how to describe that. It's just a bad mosquito, that one you can't catch, or like a gnat, or one of those like flies. You're ever gaming or something like that, and it just keeps like flying in front of your face. You keep swatting at it. You try to get like slap it down, and it just keeps staying alive, man. That was the Banshee right there. So the good news, though, he does have a 3rd base. He's gonna have to make sure he actually finishes up on that 6th gas right there. But EJK definitely on top of his macro right now, making sure that he grabs the 4th base behind all of this as well, putting down a 5th orbital, and that's kind of the nice, I guess, adaptation to playing as a mech player right now. Is you eventually start banking up a lot of minerals, so it's worth it just to make them into command centers and get more orbitals out of it. Nathanias is getting a little bit of the better air battle right now, and Nathanias shouldn't be too worried about it. I think he should actually try to chase down this army, at least with the Vikings, take out the Medivacs and the Banshee if he possibly can. I'm really not sure how EJK managed to actually lose the Viking in the air count right there. Really unfortunate for him. Now, some of you guys might know, Nathanias recently was able to hit Grandmaster, so kind of one of his lifelong goals. Finally able to attain it. But at the same time, he has been broadcasting a lot, and recently was just at Red Bull. So I'm not sure how much practice he was able to get in before, prior to this. So if something doesn't go well in this first qualifier, that might be cause for, and you could just take a look and see, man, there is a lot of mech right here for EJK, but EJK just going to try to move through this, going to try to focus fire everything he can. Once in a while, that does become a mistake of a Terran player, but looks like the focus fire, he's slowly breaking on through, forcing Nathanias to land the Vikings, pulling the SCVs as well. Does he have enough in him to be able to actually push this off? And looks like it is just enough in game.